This video is a short tutorial of how to create multiplayer game. It's inspired by IC Engine video. If you want to see the more detailed video, I linked it down below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. We're almost hitting 400 subscribers. Let's start by creating our network handler. New script, network handler. In this network handler, we need an IP address, and for now, we're going to use localhost as our IP address because we're just testing it locally. If you're production, you will need to figure out a way to grab your device IP address. There is so many of them online. Next thing, we need a port, and we can use any open port on your device. I'm going to use port 3000 for this. And next thing we need is a peer connection. So we're going to create a peer, and we're going to use the ENet multiplayer peer. Next, we're going to create two functions, a function to start a server and a function to start a client. In the server, first thing we're going to create a new instance of the ENet peer, and then we're going to create a server. And the server take a parameter of port. Next, we're going to make our multiplayer peer equal our peer. For the client function, we are going to do about the same thing, with the only exception that we're creating a client instead of a server, and the client take an IP address and a port. Next, we're going to create our 2D scene for this test, and in the 2D scene, let's go ahead and add a canvas layer. This canvas layer will have two buttons, one to be a server and one to be a client. Let's go ahead and attach a script to our UI and call it UI, and then connect both the server and the client to the script. So signals, pressed, and we don't need the other ones. Next, let's go to our project setting and add our network handler as a global. In here, we're going to call it and import both the start server and start client, respectively. Next, we're going to add a multiplayer spawn. Go ahead and attach a script to it. First, we're going to create the scene that the player will be spawning. So let's export. Now we're going to create a variable, and this variable will be net player, and it will be a packed scene. At ready, let's go ahead and connect our multiplayer peer and call a spawn player function. Create a spawn player function and give it a parameter of an ID and make it an integer. And we're going to add an if statement to exit the function if there is no server existing. If not multiplayer dot is server, then go ahead and return. If we have a server running, then let's go ahead and create our player, and our player will equal to the net player dot instantiate. And then we need to add it as a child, and we can use the spawn path. And to do that, we need to get node, and the node tab will be spawn path. And then we want to call a function in that, and the function name will be add child, and the child we need to add is the player. And the final step is creating a player so we can play with it. Go ahead and create a new scene. Make sure it's a player type. In my case, it will be a character body 2D, and I will call it player. I will go ahead and add a collision to it and a sprite. I'm going to use the default Godot sprite, and I'm going to add a collision, simple circular collision. In our player, let's go ahead and attach a script, and I'm going to use a very basic movement script. Go ahead and attach a multiplayer synchronizer on our player. And then down here in the property, we decide what properties we want to synchronize in this game. Since I'm just doing movement, I'm going to click on it, select my player, and I will select the player position. Let's go ahead and set up the multiplayer authority. Go ahead and call the onEnterTree function. And in there, go ahead and set the multiplayer authority, and the authority will be the name. And we're going to convert the name into an integer. So why are we going to use the name? Because back in our multiplayer spawner, we're going to go ahead and get the player name and make it equal to the ID, converted to string. And that means every player we spawn will have a name which will be the ID of them spawning into the server. And in here, we convert the name into an integer, so we have that value. To stop the player from moving when it's not wanted to, we're going to tell it if there is no authority, then they cannot move. Back to my main scene. In here, we're going to go to the multiplayer spawner, our net player, we're going to select our player. The assigned path, we're going to select our main node or wherever you want to spawn your player at. And then on the auto spawn list, we're going to go ahead and add the player as well. So with all of this, we are set up correctly. Now let's go ahead and test it. To have multiple run of the game, we can go to customize instant and go ahead to enable multiple instant. And I'm going to create 3 instant for this example. So whenever I hit play, it's going to create, 1 is the server and 2 are the clients. I'm going to go ahead and create a server, and then I will call my first client. And as you can see, I can move him around and you can see him moving on the server. And I will call my second client, and you can see also as well the second client is moving and they are moving independently from one another.